Okay, so when you hear the name Rosa Parks, so what's the first thing that comes to mind? For most of us, it's a very specific image, right? It's that story we all learned in school.
You know the one. The story of the quiet, dignified seamstress who, after a super long day at work, was just tired. Too physically tired to give up her seat on a bus. And that one simple act from this sort of accidental hero ends up sparking the entire civil rights movement. And hey, it is a powerful story.
But what if that story, the one that's so neat and simple, isn't really the whole story? What if the most important parts got left out? What if she wasn't an accidental hero at all? Well, let's hear it straight from Rosa Parks herself. She said, "People always say that I didn't give up my seat because I was tired. No, the only tired I was tired of giving in." See? It wasn't about her feet being sore. She was tired of injustice. She was tired of segregation. She was just done giving in. And this, right here, is the game changer. That moment on the bus, it wasn't random. It was a deliberate choice, one that came from decades of activism. She actually described herself as having a life history of being rebellious. So that day, that wasn't the start of her fight, not even close. It was just the moment everyone else finally started paying attention. And when we say lifelong, we mean it. This goes way back. We're talking the 1930s, long before the bus incident when she was fighting for the Scottsboro Boys. Then in the 40s, she's a leader with the NAACP, investigating horrific cases of racial violence. And her fight didn't just stay in the South. Nope. She moved to Detroit and kept fighting segregation there, and was even protesting apartheid in D.C. in the 1980s. It was a lifetime commitment. And get this, the simple story we all learned completely misses how deep her politics really were. She was a supporter of the Black Power movement. She fought for political prisoners. She stood on picket lines with striking workers. She was even an early opponent of the Vietnam War. Her vision for justice was huge, it was global, and she did not back down. So let's just lay it all out, the myth versus the reality. The myth gives us this quiet, passive woman who has one big moment. But the reality? Oh, the reality is a strategic, lifelong activist. Not an isolated incident, but part of a 60-year struggle. And this was never just a Southern story. It was a fight for justice that was national and even global. When you see the real Rosa Parks, it really hits you. History doesn't just happen. It's made by people. People who make a choice, a really brave choice to stand for something. And not just one time, but again and again and again. It kind of makes you wonder, right? What are the things we're tired of giving into today? I mean, her entire 60 years of activism have been hiding in plain sight, just trapped behind this simple story about a single day. But that day, it was just one chapter. The whole book is so much bigger, so much more radical, and honestly, way more inspiring. So, if you want to know the real person behind the legend, the activist behind the icon, you got to read the book that this whole explainer is based on. Go find out about the rebellious, the courageous, and the real life of Mrs. Rosa Parks.